Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how to make a native cap step by step. I'll be showing you how to cut and how to sew it from beginning to the end. So if you are interested in that kind of tutorial, continue watching with me. So with me here, I have just one sheet of ashoke. This is it with me, the sheet of ashoke that I have with me. This is it. And I have my lining. This is tapeta. I'll be using tapeta for the lining. And I have my stay. Those are the three things you need to make your native cap. You need the material you'll be using, you need your lining, and you need your stay as well. Because of the down part, it has to be hard a little bit. That's why you need that. So now, to make it, this is your first time of making something like this. Can you see? Just take your ruler and just rule it out as shown, just the way I do it. You can decide to use the other way around like this, but I think this will waste your material, so I would suggest you do it this way. You understand? Then the first thing you need to do is to cut it out. So it's after you cut this out that you will start taking your necessary measurements. So now, so the first thing you need to do, let me just explain this. All you need to do is, I'm going to be using 9 inches for here. You might ask me that, why am I using 9 inches? The reason why I'm using this 9 inches is how high you want the cap to be. How high do you want the cap to be? So if you don't want the cap to be too high, you can use 8. If you want it to be a little bit high than the one I make it, you can cut it 10. You get what I'm saying? Let me show you the cap again before we proceed. Look at the cap here. It's not too high and it is not too low. It's because I used 9. So if you want your own to cut to be a little bit higher than this, then you can use 10. If you want it to be shorter, you can use 8 inches. That is the reason for this 9 inches that I use. That is the reason. And the head circumference I'm working with, the round circumference of this person's head is 22. His head circumference is 22. Depending on the, anyway sha, just continue watching, you will understand it very well. So these pieces that I'm cutting now, you are going to cut 4 pieces of it. If you just want to make your own, just try and cut it this way. You will understand how you are going to get the head circumference as the tutorial is going on. So you are going to cut 4 pieces of this. Cut 4 pieces of it. So this is it. This is what you need for the cap. Just cut 4 pieces of it, and after you are done cutting, you are going to take it to the machine. You take it to the machine and place it on each other like this and stitch it down, just like you want to do gele, just like you want to join your gele. That's how you are going to do it. Place it on top of each other like this and stitch it down. Put the last piece on top of this the third piece and stitch it down. That's how you are going to do it. I'll be showing you how you are going to do it again on the machine. So let's put that aside now. Put that aside first. Then, you know, your cap is going to have cover at the edge. At the upper part, there is going to be cover at the upper part. So now you are going to cut the cover. To cut the cover, fold your fabric, or you can just open it and cut 8 inches. Cut 8 inches by the ashoke length. This is the breadth, while the length of the ashoke, you know, the ashoke already have length. So just cut 8 inches. And after you are done cutting the 8 inches, the next thing you are going to do, fold it as shown the way I fold it. Let me open it again and show you. Fold it like this, then you go ahead and fold it again just the way I fold it, and take your chalk and just mark it round like this. Just mark it round like this, then go ahead and cut it out. This is what you are going to have after you are done cutting it out. This is what you're going to have. So the next thing you are going to do now is to cut lining. I will advise to cut lining for this piece first. Cut your lining. Just cut out your lining. After you are done with the lining, then we will now move to the machine and start the stitching. And here is the stay. Here is our stay that we are going to be cutting for the for the for the cap. Here is the stay. And I said the person head circumference is 22. So all you need to do, if depending on the head circumference you are working with, I said this person head circumference is 22. So 22 divided by 2, because it's folded into 2, will give us 22 divided by 2 will give us 11. Yes, 11. So just cut out 11, just cut out 24. You are going to add to the edge circumference because of the joining allowance. You could just cut out 24 by 3.5 or 4. The person had edge circumference plus 2 inches or plus 1 inches for sewing allowance by 3.5 or by 4 is okay. By 3.5 or by 4. What I have with me here is by 3.5. I cut 24 by 3.5. So this is it. I already stitched it down, just like I said in the cutting tutorial. I already stitched it down. So after you are done stitching it down, just look at the way I'm going to do it. Oh, this place is a little bit logical, so you have to wash it carefully. Just place it as shown. Can you see that? Place it on top of each other. Let me open it again and show you. Place it on top of each other and go to your machine and stitch it down. Yes, just the way it is. Place it on top of each other, take it to your machine and stitch it down. Okay, okay. So after stitching it down, after you stitch it down, you will go ahead and cut it into 2. But you are not going to cut it now. I'm just showing you. You have to first stitch it down. So this is it after I already stitched it down. Then the next thing, like I said, is to cut it into 2 pieces. Can you see that? Yes, this is it. You are going to cut it into 2 like this. Just cut it out. After cutting it, the stay we cut earlier, we are going to put it, but not yet. You know, after we join it, we need to cut out the measurement. We have not cut the measurement, the edge circumference on this actual okay. We have not cut it. So now, like I said the person edge circumference is 22. What I have with me here is more than 22. What I have with me here is 29 or so. 29 or so. And I need 22. So just mark out 22 plus 2 inches. This is 24 right here. 24. So just cut out 24 here. This is 22. This is my 22 here. Can you see that? Then you can just add 1 inches. But I have to add 2 inches because I don't want the situation whereby the actual okay will be open. So that's why I just cut 24 out. I'm still going to trim it off later, but at least to be on a safe side, let me just leave it like this. So after you are done with that, the next thing you need to do is to add your, you're going to add your stay. You're going to add your stay. Just look at the way I place it. Place it and leave half of an inch at the edge side and just iron it down. Iron it down. Let me take it to the iron and bring it back. So this is it after I already gum it with the actual okay. This is it. So like I said that you should leave half of an inch at this edge. So the next thing you are going to do now is that you are going to stitch this. You are going to stitch. So because I'm going to be doing a straight stitch on this stay, so I'm just trying to rule it out. You can decide to rule it out, or you can decide to just sew a straight line of 10, 8, or 7 on this your stay that you already had it. So this is it. You can decide to make yours tiny than this depending on your choice. So you understand, you can decide to make yours more tiny, and you can decide to make it the same way I make this. You can decide to make it the same way. So this is how you are going to make this straight down till you finish it. So this is it. I'm almost done. Yeah, so I'm done now. This is it after making. Can you see how it looks like? So the next thing you are going to do after you are done doing it like this is to cut out your lining. Just place it on the lining you want to use and cut the exact size, everything, the length, the breadth, and so on. Cut the exact thing on the lining, just the way I'm cutting it right now. You also cut it out like that. And after you are done cutting it, then we proceed to the next step. So if today is your first time of watching my channel, you are welcome. And if you're a return subscriber, you are welcome as well. Please, I would like to beg you guys that don't forget to like this tutorial so that YouTube will be able to push it out to the right audience. There are a lot of people that don't know how to make a very simple cap like this. So by the time you like the tutorial, YouTube will be able to push it up to the right audience. You understand? YouTube will push it up to the right audience like that. So this is it. Just stitch it straight down. You are going to stitch the lining to the good face of the fabric because you are using it to turn it. You understand? So let me show you. This is it. This is how it's going to look like after you are done stitching it. This is how it's going to look like. You can decide to stitch the edges down, to top stitch on the edges. You can decide to top stitch on the edges, and you can decide to just sew it straight down. But when you want to sew it, by the time you want, I will advise you to measure it. You know, before we cut 24, and for this thing we need 22. 22 will give us 11 inches. So measure it so that there won't be any issue by the time your client want to test it. You understand? So just mark out your 11 inches or whatever that you want to use. I hope you are getting it. If there is anything you don't understand in this tutorial, don't hesitate to ask any question. Ask your question and I promise to answer you sincerely. So you are going to go ahead and stitch it straight down. You are going to go ahead and stitch it straight down. You are going to stitch the lining as well. You can decide to stitch it from the lining straight down, or you can decide to stitch it just the way I stitch it like this. Just the way I stitch it, you can decide to do it like that. So after you are done stitching it, then you can now reduce the excess because this excess is too much. This excess we have here is too much. Just half of an inch is okay for the excess, or at least 1 inch is okay for the excess. You understand? Half of an inch or 1 inch is okay for the SS. So that the reason why I had more SS is just to be on the safe side. because you know ashoke, it can be funny at times that after making it, it will start removing like that. So that's why I just have to like add more inches. I'm still going to trim it. I'm going to trim the excess because it's too much. So after you are done doing it like this, then you are going to turn it inside. You are going to turn it inside. Turn it inside and make sure that you iron it. Make sure, see, ironing is very important when you are making this kind of native cap. Anything you are making, even if you are making garments, you need to iron all the time. At the same time, the steam that you do earlier, make sure that you iron it. Make sure that you iron it. After ironing it, then you are going to go ahead and stitch this down. You go ahead and stitch it down before you add the the upper parts, the piece that we cut earlier. So this is it after I already stitched it down, and here I've already ironed it. I've already pressed my iron on it. And make sure that the joining, when you join it, open the joining, open the in, the seam, this thing. Make sure that you open it. It's very, very important. I forget to show you the video of how I open it in this tutorial, but make sure that you open it. And this one, you are going to place it like this. Can you see the way I place it? Then you can use your pin to first pin it down. You can just use your pin to pin it down, and if there is excess on these particular pieces, you can just trim it off. You can trim it off. You can use your pin to pin it down, or if if you are very sure that what you cut is correct, you can just decide to stitch it straight down on your fabric. Just stitch it straight. And after you are done sewing it like this, please don't forget to weave it. You must weave the inside though. Don't forget to weave the inside of your cap so that it will make your work so neat. You understand? So, and after much work, after everything, this is what I have. This is how it looks like. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please don't forget to like this video and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to do so. Thank you guys, and see you guys in my next tutorial.